I guess my advice to all future homeowners would be, it's really important who you pick. Because if I had gotten it done right from the start, it would have saved me a lot of time and expenses.
Have you ever wondered to what extent homeowners will go to achieve their dream home? This unit was freshly renovated 2 years ago, but the initial results was less than satisfying. But MSS came through with their magical touch and achieved exactly what the homeowners asked for. Let's find out more! So today we have designer Kylie and homeowner Eileen here with us to share more about this gorgeous home. Maybe you can share with us more about the theme of the home?
Okay, so basically, Eileen came to MSS with a design brief where she wanted a very art deco home. She was very inspired by the Great Gatsby, New York City, Chrysler. She wanted it to be very glam and also modern luxe at the same time. So by actually studying what she wanted, we actually came up with this beautiful color palette and this beautiful scheme.
So Liz, actually when I first decided to redo my home, so yes, this is the second renovation. I'll tell you more about it as to why. But I didn't know that the style I wanted was actually art deco. What I did was in my overseas travels, right, I picked up pieces of, be it paintings or certain items that I think I would like in my future home without giving much thought about what theme it is. So as I pieced it together, I realized that what I actually like would be like a boutique hotel style, but with the art deco slant. So when I got to know Kylie, that was kind of like what I told her I wanted. But she had a very challenging time because she had to work with my actual art pieces and some of the furniture I already bought.
So Eileen, how do you manage to find Mr. Shopper's studio?
Okay, so Liz, is actually quite random because I already got my renovation done at that point of time after I collected the keys to the apartment, right? So what happened was, even though I was quite unhappy with the renovation, but I wasn't giving it a lot of thought until I visited one of my neighbors' homes who had gone to Mr. Shopper's studio, and I was so amazed by what you guys did with her home because it helped me to see the possibility of, what I can do with mine. Yeah, and that kind of made me think about what if I did a second renovation to sort of undo the damage from the first. Yeah.
I'm so glad you came to Mr. Shopper's studio because I think the end effect of this space is gorgeous.
Oh, they did a great job, and I have to thank Kylie.
Thank you. So how has your experience been so far?
Okay, so it has been largely fuss-free. I think Kylie and her team did really a great job. And I'm really not saying it because she's here, but no, seriously guys, if you have seen the before and after photos, right, you will be blown away because the after looks so different from the first. So I'll tell you the story. When I collected the keys, I obviously went looking for someone that can help me with the ID, right? But I didn't think very much. So I went with the recommendation from a friend. So he basically is what I call a glorified contractor. I don't think there was any styling involved at all. And because as a first-time homeowner, I didn't really know what I needed to know or not know, right? Or what I needed to communicate across. So what I did was I just, looked for photos on Pinterest, things that I liked, things that I didn't like, and then I just sent photos to the ID to hopefully, give him an idea of the design direction. I mean, at that point of time, I didn't call it design direction because I had no idea about any of this vocabulary, right? So he gave me a few suggestions. So actually this home, if you look behind me, it's actually what we call a flexi unit, which means that the home can be like a dual key configuration. So there was literally a wall down the center of the home. When after you walk in through the main door, you'll see two side doors that lead to a different part of the home. Yeah, so initially when I got my keys, I wanted to keep the wall because I wasn't sure if I wanted to rent or to stay in it fully. So the previous ID gave me the very odd suggestion, which I thought was a good idea at that point of time, which is actually to use the dual key unit as my master bedroom and then to combine the original master bedroom with the living space to make a much bigger living space. So at that point of time, I thought it was a good idea. So that was what I did. But after living in it for about 1.5 years, I realized that it's actually a very silly way to live in the home because I end up using the smaller bathroom all the time instead of the larger one. Yeah, so when I spoke to Mr. Shopper Studio, they actually shared that they would have advised me to, use the main master bedroom as the main master bedroom. But if I really didn't want to take down the wall, then maybe don't take it down. And I can still have the option to take it down in future, but not to alter the way I use the home, right? Yeah, so I guess my advice to all future homeowners would be, it's really important who you pick. Because if I had gotten it done right from the start, it would have saved me a lot of time and expenses.
So Kylie, as the designer of this project, share more about your experience.
My experience here has been great, really. I mean, Eileen was just such a very easygoing homeowner to actually discuss the entire design process with. She knew what she wanted, but she just didn't know how to exactly achieve it. So especially with all the existing pieces that she had, stuff that she had collected, as she mentioned before, we had to work around with that. And her being such a colourful person, as you can see, and myself, it was she was obviously a very dream client for me, and we love the same thing.
Aww.
We all dream of having.
Yeah, we love colour, we love pattern, and she didn't allow me to hold back. And I think that was one of the adventurous things about going through the whole process. And I had a lot of fun. I'm sure she did as well.
Yeah, at one point of time, Kylie was Googling Art Deco maximalist. I was like, what's maximalist?
Yeah, I mean, I had to teach her along the way, and I think she enjoyed it. And I opened up, a lot of doors, to actually seeing new design creation, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, this whole apartment, I think, screams her, which is exactly what she wanted. Yes. And I'm finally glad she can have the home she always wanted.
Yeah. Thank you.
It helped this space to realize the full design potential that's available within this space.
Yeah.
I think it's a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll share a little more actually. So, as the inspiration comes, right? Yeah, so first of all, as you guys can see, this apartment is actually not very big. It's only got 1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. And initially when I mentioned to some of my friends that, I wanted to do a place with a lot of mirrors and gold, they were concerned that, they're trying to squeeze a lot of mirror and colorful things into a very small space, right? So your designer needs to really be able to put it all together. Yeah, because in a way you can overwhelm a very small space with too much if you are not selective about what you put in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so even though I was a bit apprehensive initially because you guys kept the top half of the apartment quite light, and I thought that there wouldn't be enough detail. Yeah, but I think I'm very pleased with the final product. Yeah.
Welcome.
So maybe you can bring us through a quick tour around this home?
Sure, of course, I would love to. Okay, so this area used to be, this bunch of boring old cabinets that the developer once provided. Decided to make it more interesting. So, in line with the modern looks, we wanted to play with black, gold, and mirror. And we've done so by actually giving her a proper bar area because she also had some liquor to store. And we've given her more storage here for her bunch of shoes and bags. And the old kitchenette that was in the old bathroom, what we did was we gave her a small little kitchenette area inside here and put the old microwave here, which is directly next to the kitchen, so it actually makes more sense based on transitioning from here to here if she's cooking or anything like that. And we've got all these little trinkets of accessories just to really make this a really feature panel here.
It really gives this entrance area a massive wow factor. It's very dramatic, there's that flair to it.
Yeah, and the lighting also helps a lot. We did the LEDs behind the clear glass, and you can just see how the light really just plays around it plays around the mirror and just makes the space even look larger than it actually is.
Okay, so Liz, I have to talk to you about this area. I actually really love this area. So in those Manhattan hotels, right, that actually I drew inspiration from for Art Deco, they always have this very pretty mantelpiece area, and I never thought my home could have this because I've always felt that it's for a larger home. And what Kylie did was, because I have this gift, this piece of artwork that was a gift to me, I wanted it to go in the home, but it's not a very Art Deco piece, it's a bit pop art. So what she did was she made it come together because she helped me procure some of these very lovely items that sort of fit the theme, which I also love. So there you go. I actually have like a little mantelpiece of my own. And what I love as well, because I told her that I had the problem of needing extra seats, right? For times when I do have friends that come around. So she found these little very pretty stools for me. And you know, it goes in so nicely into this like, yeah, it fits into the curvature of the piece. Exactly, so it's like I don't even have to think about, hey, where am I gonna store these extra stools? Because it comes together and it doesn't look out of place.
The fringing is so can, like can, you know.
Yeah, I love it. So it's like, so it's got the somewhat classy Art Deco theme that I wanted, but yet it has a bit of the colourful and quirkiness part of my personality in it as well. So yeah, I think it came together very well. For the dining area, I have to give props to my designer because she actually reused my not very Art Deco wooden table. And she managed to you know, work it together with all the other pieces so that, you know, this area really doesn't look out of place.
Some of the wooden pieces of furniture she had, we wanted to still complement it, the Art Deco theme. So we chosen, you know, much more vibrant and contrasting furniture to go with the dining table. So at least it's not so like in your face, it's not a very overwhelming palette. In order to make this space look even bigger, you know, we did this whole wall of mirror and we even continued the lattice design from the bar area into the dining. So there's no disjointment, it still feels like one whole big open space.
Actually, in terms of attention to detail, right, like I think Kylie sort of captured the color palette that I really wanted, because I don't know if you remember this actually, when I met you, I think for the first or second time, I mentioned that I wanted this blush pink and emerald green.
And Tiffany blue, I think.
I think I ditched the Tiffany blue at some point. But I thought that, you know, pink and green, the right shade, it will go very well together, right? Which is why we ended up with this Art Deco design wallpaper. But actually, when I take a step back and I look at this entire setting, I realize that, you know, in terms of like the color of the chairs and even the napkins, it sort of really fits into this pink and green combi, which I didn't really realize till, you know, I see the whole thing come together. Yeah. I really mean it. Like, don't you think it's pretty amazing?
It is.
Right?
I would never have thought like this chair with this table, right, would fit in an Art Deco setting.
Yeah, so initially I thought that, oh my, I'll have to ditch the table. And this table it isn't a Taobao table lah, like I spent quite a bit on it. So I was like, oh no, like I was even thinking in my mind, right, like should I pass it to my mom? You know, or
everything else, right, has so much attention and like Art Deco style to it, right? This one just fades into the background and it works very nicely as like accompanying factor.
Like you don't even notice the table anymore.
Yeah, actually that's true.
It disappears.
Right. So okay, I love this cozy and fun living room area that you have here. Can you share with me more about it?
Yeah, so the sideboard here also Eileen's existing. So is the sofa, so as you can see, still very neutral. So in order to actually make the whole color theme work, we drew colors from the dining area, so from the red lady painting and from the emerald green dining bench, and we applied it onto the cushions here.
Even though, again, right, just like with a few of the other pieces, like the sofa's not really an Art Deco piece, but I really want to keep it because I already spent on it. So this is another brilliant way how she managed to help me, in a way, not have to get a new set of furniture, but to reuse what I have, and then, you know, somehow to still make it come together and look like it doesn't fall out of place.
I think the idea of having the console at the back is great because like you get to save on the space. You don't need a massive coffee table right here. So if you any case you want to like put your glasses or anything like that, you can just reach back and then put it at the back.
Yeah, so I've had a few friends come over already, and I noticed that, you know, their eyes would like dart everywhere to like all the details, right? So like it's quite fun lah, because I like to keep the place quite intriguing as well. So it's like you come in, you get this somewhat classy feel, but then it's like, hey, this is interesting, there's something quirky going on here, there's something colorful going on in that corner. So, you know, it's like it gives you like a fresh feeling, like you don't know what to expect when you turn the corner.
That full-on sensory play.
Yeah, have you seen the pink feathers? My gosh.
Okay, so as you can see, we continued this like wallpaper like half height along the whole house. We've actually hidden the bedroom door behind this wall. Yeah.
Ooh, come in. So this is what I call my nighttime, you know, part of the house, whereas outside is like the daytime part of the house. So I love that you can actually, feel and see the transition as you move from day to night, right?
There's a very obvious change in energy.
This really has become like a little like sanctuary.
Yeah.
The lighting here really plays a huge part. It really does like wind down this space into into a very tranquil space. And as you can see, we've taken like the indigo and the navy blue from the outside and brought it in. Most importantly, we were also inspired by her artwork here. So by actually taking colors from her artwork here, we've actually applied it onto the decorative accessories. And thankfully, Eileen's bed was also the same color. So that was also easy to match. So the next thing was to actually tie it all together with an Art Deco wallpaper. As you can see, we got this beautiful like geometric pin with the gold touches here.
Gold,
which works super well. And I also love to play with more print, and hence we've gotten the zebra hide on the floor here.
So now let us explore my favorite part of the home actually.
Amazing!
Welcome to Mini Manhattan. So over here, we also wanted the bathroom to be a part of the master bedroom space. So by actually bringing the same colors in here, we've gotten these beautiful subway tiles. They kind of have this like green or blue, but not quite sure.
Yeah, aquamarine, that's right.
Exactly. And we've also tied in the black and white on the floor, just so it's not so dark. It does actually lift the color a little bit more. And with the gold touches, that kind of gives an even more like New York Manhattan vibe, which is absolutely lovely. With the crystal bits as well. So we applied the same on the sanitary fittings as well. And even on some of the shelves at the same time.
Yeah, so I see myself spending a lot of time in here. I mean,
excited to start your day.
Yeah, I know, right? Like like some candles.
I mean, we wanted to give you a mega glam room. Very Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, I love
and
it.
with this kind of palette and this kind of lighting involved, we've definitely given that to you, and I'm so excited.
So thanks for the interesting and super eye-opening home tour. So okay, now we've got to talk about numbers. What was the exact price tag that you spent on to achieve this dream home?
Okay, so maybe I'll start by sharing with you how much I spent in the previous first-time renovation, which honestly, I think it was like 20% of the work done here. It was actually pretty overpriced. I paid 30,000 for that. I stayed in that home for a year and a half, and then I got to know you guys, so decided to redo the place. So the bill for this one came up to, I think, about maybe 50 plus to 60 if I don't add in the furniture and the furnishings. Everything all in would come up to maybe in the range of about 80.
But there's no price tag to achieve your dream home.
To the camera.
Yeah.
Eileen, thanks for having me in your home today. I had a great time.
You're welcome.